So I made a video about a week ago. If you're watching this, you already watched that. Here's some follow-up. So first, a clarification. I got a few questions about how the Mish is actually constructed, and am I hard-coding all of biology? Yes and no. The idea is these are procedurally generated. We can look at existing species and decide what new Mishis are going to exist around that. My fork version for Thrive already does that. That is the plan here. As I get a little further on in the project, we're going to talk about that in a lot more detail. And an update on the original experiment. I liked the amount of downloads I got. I definitely got views and subscribers. Thanks. I don't know what to do with you guys. I honestly wasn't expecting to get subscribers if I made a good YouTube video, which I hope it was. So that's on me. I will try to entertain you people. I also got an offer from a very enthusiastic artist. Matt V, you are awesome. You helping me out is really expanding what this game can be. I can't stand to look at my old art. By comparison, it looks like chalk. So am I going to make fat stacks? Probably not, but I'd feel bad if I didn't see this experiment through to its completion, so I'm going ahead and trying to make this game. The tech demo had two different ideas powered by the same engine. A sandbox/garden type thing where you could set up environmental conditions and see how life plays out, and a bug simulator where you could play a specific organism in that world. It was intentionally unfocused. My hope was to see what aspect of the demo, if either, drew people's attention and excitement. Results were mostly silence, which unlocks the secret ending of the scientific process where I get to pick my own results and pretend it's brilliant intuition. While the comments in the video focused mostly on the evolution side of things, my assumption is nobody really wants to stare at plants and ponder them as a full gameplay experience. Instead, my thought is that the meat of the gameplay is about following a single species and evolving through a negotiation of auto-evo and player choice. If you would rather just see another sandbox simulator thing like the sapling, speak now or forever hold your peace. So the stuff I've been working on this last week is mostly the stuff that isn't evolution. Boring stuff, like your entire life. A thought I've had in that endless idea stew that is the Thrive dev team is that, realistically, most animals are not doing something interesting most of the time. Most days, the wildebeest is standing around and eating grass, and actively trying to avoid interacting with anyone else. The lion hunts stuff for sure, but it's also sleeping most of the day. So my plan is to avoid this by skipping the real-time gameplay and just focusing on the highlights, like any nature documentary would. So right now, you just search through this little world that's populated by a few rounds of auto-evo. You get in totally fake encounters with other bugs, just like the completely staged encounters you see in insect documentaries. Find something to reproduce with, and you lay an egg. After laying the egg, you get to see who baby will grow up to be, if it lives, and decide if you want to play as the newborn and leave that parent to go do whatever old people do, or keep playing as the parent and see if you can find a baby that you like better. Right now, every baby is just like mommy, so there's no real reason to go to the next generation, but in the future I want to add multiple children to choose from, each with a little bit of mutation. There's an interesting question here between the purist approach, where all these mutations come from selection pressures, and you can only do what AutoEvo will let you do, or where these mutations are actually random and you're kind of the one wild card in this whole system. Either way, picking a child advances time, just like in a roguelite, but unlike a roguelite, the entire world around you evolves another generation. Don't worry, evolution is coming in this evolution game, but first it needs some more parts and more complexity.